All right, we have a lot of fun here talking about, fantasy football, but I want to take this moment to talk a little bit about some real football. I want to take a moment to talk about how, and I didn't mention this to Anthony on football, so I don't know what's about to happen.
Should we be nervous?
I want to talk about how Adam Gase is probably the worst coach in the history of the NFL. He's
Quarterback
probably,
whisperer.
Shut the fuck up, please. He's probably the worst coach in Jets history, and that's a really low bar already set by Rich Kotite in one of the worst seasons the Jets have ever had. The Jets are ranked either last or second to last in almost all offensive metrics since Gase has taken over. There's just no creativity for a so-called offensive genius. He just runs screen passes when they're behind the sticks again, third and short, and he calls plays behind the line of scrimmage instead of to the first down marker. The Jets have a 4th and 1, and Sam Darnold's not allowed to throw to a quarterback. Coach has the balls to stand up there and say, if we execute the plays, we'll be fine. Well, guess what? You're not fine. But you know what? Adam Gase is not the only one to blame because they've had a string of terrible GMs for years. Before Joe Douglas, it was Maccagnan. And where did Maccagnan was even fired from the but they hired somebody, Kozar, I think it was. They hire him to get a GM, and that's who they get. Awful decision. Before that was John Idzik. And again, because the Johnsons don't know what they're doing, they hire a group of 3 people with no association to the Jets to find a GM, and it doesn't work. Also, the Jets are the only team that has this structure, where here's the owner, here's the GM, here's the coach, and they both directly report. It's not a hierarchy. So I don't just blame Adam Gase, even though he deserves to get fired yesterday. I also blame Woody Johnson and Christopher Johnson. Because who cares enough about an NFL team that they're going to leave during the most important all-season? They'll be ambassador to the UK for his goddamn friend Donald Trump.
Who was your former commissioner?
I
You're
needed
welcome,
to
I
vent.
took over.
You're
welcome.
This is fantasy football, and you're complaining about the Jets. This is our sign-off.